You're watching the Wrestling NRD Broadcast. Now here's your hosts, Tom, Nick, and Dave. It's you, it's me, it's N.R.D. It's you, it's me, it's N.R.D. Uh-huh. Let's start the show.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. It is you, it is me, it is N, it is D. And Tom's not here because the day we're recording this, it is June 5th. And June 5th is a holy day in this broadcast lore because it's Tom's birthday. So even though this is going to come out 6 days after his birthday, what we need everyone to do is in the comment section below, tell Tom hi. He tells everyone hi all the time. And tell him happy birthday in the comment section below. But so in honor of Tom's birthday, we brought in a person who can make other people crazy because one of the first videos I did under this whole Wrestling NRD Broadcast banner was I opened up an Owen Hart micro brawler that was very near and dear to a lot of people, and a lot of people hated me for it. So I decided to bring somebody on who might drive people more crazy because he opens traces. Ladies and gentlemen, from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, please welcome micro brawler extraordinaire fan group member, Mr. Michael Draven. Michael, thank you so much for joining us this week.
Oh, well, thank you guys so much. It's great to be here. First time caller, long time listener. No, it's fun. I really love the cast. You know what? It's just a fun line, eh? Like really, when it comes down to it, like I'm an old school wrestling fan from LGN to like Hasbro's, and like it just even the community, like that's also the thing too. It's kind of like handfulled, I guess.
This community sucks half the time, I must say. But yes, no, I clearly you're among friends when it comes to collecting microballs. These are just the cards that I have, which is now that I look at this, I'm kind of disgusted with myself looking at this. So I'm just how much money have I spent here?
This is all empty, just empty.
Okay, so you guys keep your case. You guys keep the bubbles in the cases. I cut out my cards.
Yeah,
like
see,
I
have
them and like I put them in a binder. Like I keep them like sports cards.
See, I have like one binder of sports cards that I could probably sell to like put a down payment on a house. Don't tell my fiance. But yeah, I'm like it's too much work. Cause I remember like when the cards first started, like Jake Roberts, it was like such a pain in the ass to like get the card all. Yeah, what I do,
that's what I use. I use a scrapbooking paper cutter, 4 slices, easy peasy.
I don't even know if I have one of these bad boys around. I used to have when I used to work at a grocery store, which is actually when I was still working at a grocery store when the carded ones first came out, and I used to hang sale tags, and I used to have this little scraper thing. It was almost like a little putty knife that would work like a charm to get the bubble off clean.
To get it off.
So
I
beautiful.
hated when they were glued. I hated when they were glued because it like ripped off half the way. Actually, you mentioned that the Owen Hart. I got a Owen Hart on eBay, so forth, in a giant lot, and really I just bought the lot for the Owen. But when I got it, I didn't realize that the gluing on the side was actually loose. So when I actually went like this, he just fell out. So I still have my bubble and everything for it, but my Owen is loose. So I just have him. So that probably would drive people insane too.
So, Michael, what was your first brawler that you bought? Like, what got you into collecting micro brawlers?
It was the Gone and But Not Forgotten crate with the Dusty Rhodes shirt, British Bulldog shirt, Adam Cole autograph, baby, and the, of course, Ultimate Warrior micro brawler. He was my first guy. And then I bought online a Road Warriors 2-pack, and then they did the Vader Mastodon, and that was the snowball.
Oh boy!
It just
that's when
the addiction started. Well, that's when they started doing more of the pre-orders, and like I like some of the first line. Don't get me wrong; I've had to track down, like getting the British Bulldog is probably one of the only ones, other than like, of course, like the X-Pac and Billy Gunn, that I feel like is impossible. But the Bulldog, I feel like I can maybe track down. But like, I got the Brooklyn Brawler. I tracked down a Steamboat and Piper in the same sale, and I got to thank David Hop for that one there. But yeah, finding those guys are like the hard task, right? But really, I love that they even do the indie guys. Like, yeah, I hate you. Right here.
Yeah. Ironically enough, the first chase I ever got, I put in a trade and cash and wound up pulling this guy. What a trade I pulled off, folks. When chases used to be super valuable. This was a Conan chase.
20 something. I won't lie. I'll as a teaser for one of the chases for tonight. So yeah, I won't lie. It's actually I joke because I think this one actually more looks like Heisenberg. So but no, but the other thing is like the line they like coming up that they mentioned in the new crate coming out for the next bi-monthly one is the Ricky Starks one. And truth be told,
spoiler everyone, sorry.
Yeah, spoiler. Not going to say he dropped the whole thing on Twitter anyway. But Starks is actually a buddy of mine. I did probably 3 months, 3 separate tours, 3 months anyway, on the road with him, and as well as Chase Owens there. So when they said that he was doing those, that's what I really like about it too. It's so small and niche, right? Like some of them are only 250. Like what was the Hornswoggle, or what's the hard chases with the major figure part?
There's a couple. There was like a Bret Hart. There's a Summer House, and there's a pretty hard one.
I want to say Bret Hart is probably the most limited chase because he was in the jacket. It was 50.
Yeah. There's a couple, and like I have I got like a Hornswoggle. I got the Hornswoggle, and I got my first chase in the mail.
Oh yes, the
was
Space
Mountain.
Yes.
Yeah, the Space Mountain was my first chase, and I was just like, whenever I said it, I'm like, I'll probably just sell the chase. I just like the normal ones. Most of the time, the chases are like, meh, but I really like that one. Like that purple and that suit is crazy. So
trust me, I've been trying to sell this chase for the longest time, and I can't find a buyer for it. Not at a good price, at least. I had one guy, if you can't find anybody to sell it to, I'll just buy from you for $30. Like, get out of here. $30.
I'm literally doing a chase trade with my buddy Darren, who just actually he's on one of the groups too. He had just had open heart surgery there. So well, Darren. But we're doing a chase trade. So one of the chases I'm going to open up later on today, I have another one. So he's going to trade me a David Arquette for this one. So
that might be my favorite, one of my favorite brawlers of the year so far. When we rank them all later next year.
When I heard that it was an Arquette, I was like, that's going to be fun. I hope the chase is covered in blood, like without even seeing it. Just because obviously you guys have seen the documentary, and it's just, gosh. Yeah.
I personally love the Scream movies. So the fact that it had the mask is just chef's kiss for me. It's combining all my favorite things. So yeah, we obviously we're talking a lot of chases with you, whatnot, and a conversation that we had last week on the broadcast, and that has been going through in the Micro Brawler fan groups, is the fact that the chases were different outfits, but in reality, these guys should have been mismatching already.
Yeah, and you know what? I like that point. Although don't get me wrong, if I got a chase and one not chase and not chase, part of me would be like, the OCD in me is freaking.
Yep.
But no, like anytime I look at the Rock and Roll Express, I don't think they ever really wore the same shirt. Like that's how it went. Like literally, I think they just got shirts that fans threw at them, and then they would sell them later after the show.
Gotta make that money somehow.
That's like the third day of School of Morton, I think is how it goes, right?
And you know what, man? They were right when they said rock and roll is forever, because they were at my local indie a year or two ago, and they had like the third longest line. It was like Moxley, Enzo, and then the Rock and Roll Express, and they were just down the hall. It was insane.
It's crazy their longevity of working, between them, because of even their time period that they were around.
Yep.
Because like most of those guys, and even their teaching still. Like I look at, I'll use example once again. I did indie tours for, gosh, I'm going 20 something years now here in Winnipeg, Western Canada. I've done most of Canada, save the province, the territories, and PEI and Vancouver. I've done a few states. So I've had a chance to kind of get around. And that's what I really like about the micro roll line too, right? You get those odd guys too. But with the Morton guys, they work guys like Heat Seekers, like Sigmund's one of my guys too there. But when I look at them, I don't think I ever saw them in the same outfit. Like even at the Hall of Fame, were they even wearing the same tuxedos? Were they even wearing tuxedos?
Now I have to,
like part of me is like, that's what I think the appeal with the Rock and Roll Express. But no, like, what? No, here's your opinion or my question. If you're getting a tag team such as this, if you're getting a chase option, should both of them be chases for you guys? Regardless, take out the Rock and Roll Express.
So first of all, to answer your first question, yes, they were in matching tuxedos for their Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Although
really
Ricky is wearing glasses and Robert is not. So, do with that information what you will. So there's the next round of chases with and without glasses, of course. I think it should be both should be a chase. If it's a tag team, I think you should in these kind of situations give me both chases. Like when it was David Arquette and RJ City, okay, one chase, and one common, that's fair. But with a tag team, I think it's just a lot more easy because obviously, yes, there are a lot of people that buy the crate just to flip for a profit, which is just insane. Get a real job. But yeah, in this case, like I think this is just a design flaw that they should have been designed in separate t-shirts. Although I think we said it last week in the broadcast, we're looking at like every tag team that has been billed as a tag team in like they came in as a pair for micro brawlers. The Bushwhackers, the Nasty Boys, the Young Bucks, the Road Warriors, they're all the acclaimed. They're all
matching.
They're all matching. So, but again, Ricky and
most
Robert,
of the molds are almost the same too, right? Like if you look at the bodies, like even look at old Demolition bodies, the new Demolition bodies, right? There's a little bit of flip here or there, but it's not like it's, the paint is probably a lot easier to do.
Yeah, right. Of course, it makes more sense to like just run the black ink 250 times, run the white ink 100 times, whatever the numbers are. So, but yeah, I think it's one of those small nitpick things that we do with brawlers. But
yeah, like if they ever did like say the Beverly Brothers, I'll use them, or Power and Glory. I would love to see a Power and Glory.
I'd love a Beverly Brothers personally.
Yeah, oh god, that finisher's so deadly.
With the mustache.
Oh, God, creepy. But you would have to include it. Like it would so look weird.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, because I wouldn't want them like sitting next to each other. Yeah, I'll say, and then it becomes difficult as a reseller. And of course, we've always said like, screw those people, even though, the Samoa Joe is for sale if you want to make the right trade, everyone. It makes it more difficult because now you got to find somebody specifically looking for half of a tag team. I'm like, oh no, I don't need a Ricky Morton. I have a chase Ricky Morton. I'm trying to sell it. Like,
yes, I am looking to get rid of my Ricky here. I will trade you half of a good Ricky or a normal Ricky for them. Fair trade.
Yeah, it's like, but yeah, I would like it if they doubled up the trade, make both the. And also, why can't we just get like, give me a double wide card, give me a wide bubble, make it an actual 2-pack.
Yeah, like when they first announced like Nasty Boys, I was really thinking it was going to be a 2-pack with them together, kind of like the old Hasbro tag team packaging, right?
Like the bag, the double bag.
Yeah, that's probably actually, is that the black Road Warriors one.
The Road Warriors.
Yeah. That was probably my second or third ones that I ordered in.
I'm trying to see if I can find it because I just thought of something. Oh, you can see where I used to Kevin Nash, where I had to peel that baby off the bubble there. But I just noticed something that I don't know. I thought I saw it on the other tag teams because you mentioned the Nasty Boys. Okay, here we go. I found it, and it is. Yep, it is in fact the Nasty Boys cards.
Does it say the 1 of 2, 2 of 2?
Yeah, tag team, one of two, and
and
two
with
of
the
two.
Bushwhackers as well.
Yeah, Bushwhackers as well. Whereas this is just the All Star edition.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe had there not been an All Star edition there, of course, there's that coveted Owen Hart card.
Yeah. Which number? I have like I think I'm 239.
I had 70.
70.
One over.
Mm.
But and I also I don't know how do you have most of your chase brawlers that you have currently like in the protected cases?
Kind of like a
27.
Can I disappear? Here. Give me 1 second here.
Sure.
I'll see. Yeah. You'll see my Zubaz. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, the most comfortable pants you can wear, everyone.
I won't lie. They sponsored our wrestling promotion that I worked for at one point. So I got a great deal when I was indie wrestling in the 20s.
Interesting.
2000s. So here, I'll bring over this. What I do is now my chases, I kind of skew it in two as I come back here. I do my chases that I open for my shows, and then there are certain chases that I keep. So these ones are like the harder to find, or chases that I've gotten signed. Like I did a show with Ultimo Dragon. I got my kid to get him to sign the figure because he signed his championship belt. He came over, he was like, "Look who signed my belt." I was like, so he signed my figure. It was amazing, you know. But what I do is they're actually the pop hard protective click cases. And
Okay.
they angle in at a 45-degree angle, but they're stackable, is what I like.
Yeah, that looks good.
That's okay.
You
So
know?
it's actually very convenient that we have you
big.
on because I've been meaning to find who had them in the hard stacks so I can figure out which ones to get.
Yeah. So there's like these ones are literally like it says pop on the top here, and I find they stack a little bit better than the other ones. But with the brawler cases, and one of my buddies Ryan picked up some that he had a problem with, and what I don't like about the other cases is how they clamshell close. Sometimes they rub the plastic. You know, like I bought a bunch of Macho Mans in a lot sale, and they all came crazy scuffed because they were all shipped in Defenders. And the new ones with how do your new ones close? Have any of you guys got the new ones with the embroidered?
You just got one.
I did. This is it. I just I just wanted to see this.
My buddy had a hard time closing it.
It's definitely looser. So I'll be honest, I bought mine secondary market through friend of the broadcast, Mr. Joe Lemonhead Clegg. And that's what I've had. And again, obviously I'm not keeping them in here. Although when I sold, traded, whatever you want to call it, the Conan Chase, I did put it in a protector just to, obviously hang on the shipping and whatnot. My only problem with the embroidered is the same reason I don't like the.
Why is it over the face?
Yeah, exactly.
So why wouldn't you put it where your logo was?
I mean, unless I have it in your backwards and you're supposed to have it like
I haven't seen it with an actual brawler in before. So I thought the logo was actually physically higher.
I mean, unless you have it like that, then you're fine. But
what's the point of having the logo though?
I mean, it could just be on the back, but yeah, and so maybe I just have it wrong, but I feel like if I'm opening this up, I want it to be sitting in the little the little bit there, if that makes sense,
Yeah,
rather than
why have it if you don't want to show it?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's definitely 100% made to go with the logo on the front. Now that you said that,
and just
yeah, I
like
don't know.
if you're whether you're displaying this, I mean, looking
You
at it
can
from
see
far away,
through it,
depending on
but
how the light catches it, messes it up. But especially if you have this thing autographed, I mean, this is the reason why I don't like autographed brawlers, because there's Robert Gibson's autograph and blocking
Yeah,
half Robert Gibson. So yeah, and interestingly enough, I bought this protector when the new Young Bucks went up for sale. Just because I needed one to hold the next set of cards I had. But I noticed for a couple until I think Demolition they did it. You couldn't buy, like you said when you bought them, like when the Macho Men first came out, you could add a protector on for like $5.99 or whatever it was, and then recently you couldn't do that. But now once they released Demolition, you could buy them
yeah,
and
they
they
got
will
the
come in the
protector
protector. But yeah, again, I don't really need protectors other than the fact that I put the cards in them. So um and I think I'm trying to remember which brawler I bought that came in a defender case. I don't even remember which one I bought. It may have been Owen Hart actually, because I missed
that's
out
something
on
that
Kurt
those
Angle.
original ones like the Iron Sheik and the Kevin Nash and like some of those real rare ones, they were all getting shipped in them.
Maybe I added one on, but yeah. So
I think Owen too though.
Owen
Do you guys
Carpenter.
have a? I was going to say, do you guys have a Shiki actually?
I had
Long,
one.
long time. Yeah, I had one.
So
Yeah.
on episode
Oh,
3,
oh no,
I think what
this
it
is going to be
was,
a painful. Is this a
Nick
painful
just
memory?
no,
Yeah,
Nick
it's
just
perfect.
lost it. It's funny because we forgot to hit record.
Yeah, we forgot to record this. What's awful about it.
This is when I was like learning how to like do this still, and I was like, yeah, I had free Zoom. So first of all, if you have free Zoom and you're hosting a meeting, it limits you to 40 minutes. So like we would come on, we'd talk a little bit of like, yeah, this is what we're gonna do, and then I would kick everyone out and
Restart
then
it. Yeah.
restart it, send a new invite link so we could
Oh god.
maximize our time.
We,
I feel
we
like
recorded a whole episode and never and completely forgot to record it. And on that episode, I opened up the Sheik. It was just like super rare at the time and unheard of. And I was like, oh, we made a whole big production about it, and then none of it was taped.
No.
yeah, he's holding it like I'll open it. I'll open this. I'll open Cheeky Baby. I'll do it. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa,
By the
whoa.
way, I'm not recording yet. No, I can't
It
undo
was
guys.
very funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how Nick opened the Iron Cheek and one of our first blunders on this broadcast.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I did a Chase Thunder Rosa one that I haven't aired
Oh,
because it's absolute garbage.
oh,
Absolute garbage. It was like I held the camera myself, and at one point I'm pretty sure I dropped it like 2/3 of the way done, and I was like, "Well, I've already gone this far. Never mind." So like I could always redo it. It's not like the packaging is hard to and redo, but I was so disillusioned at the end of the day.
So, so
So
my question is this: how do you acquire your like? Obviously, you've cracked open a whole bunch of chases thus far, but what what is your method in getting? Like, are you just like I'm searching for chases? Or are you just getting
kind of
very
no, do you
lucky?
know what? It was a kind of combination between. There was a time period on Whatnot before Ryan caught on to him making money on Whatnot, right? So at one point, I bought a lot of 10 mystery items, and 5 of them were 5 chases inside the package.
I remember
And
that now.
there was, from that one, I was like, maybe I'll try that again. And in that one, I got 6, and I was like, this is pretty good math. And from there, I did some trades with other guys because I didn't need another Conan. So I then traded with another person and traded from there. But also just sheer stupid dumb luck. Like my Luchasaurus came through a crate, so I'll always like I'll have to send more free stuff to the guys at PWTs, maybe some all dressed chips. You guys
Checks
don't
in
have
the
all
mail.
dressed trips down there, so
Yeah.
So through the crate, how many have you got? If you do you remember?
My first one was Frankenhusen, actually. I was just kind of like, wow, I did not know there was a chase at all for this one.
That
So
was the grayscale one, right?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
that made me want more. That kind of made me the shift in the well, I think I'm going to keep my chases now. So,
Fair.
I think, are we talking pre-orders as well?
No, just strictly in the crate. Pure luck of the
Oh,
draw on the
okay,
crate.
just uh 3 or 4 in my 3 years,
Okay.
I would say. But they've only been doing chases for about 2 years now, I think.
Yeah, but
So
something
that's
like
not
that.
too. That's
2020,
yeah. That's
whenever we started, because Jake Roberts was the first chase, I think.
and like yeah, and like me and my buddy, we both order. I ordered for my buddy because he that's a hard time sometimes ordering online because tech savvier. The Major Figure Podcast one, and we were so hoping for the Death Guard, and then we got uh Brian Myers and uh Zack Ryder, right? So he wasn't too happy, but we both got chases. Like I got one chase, and he got the other chase. So he was like, "You just keep both of them. I don't care." So I don't know if
uh,
that kind of counts too, but yeah, we did some tradesies too. So I really like the Matt Cardona. I've really enjoyed his work and his podcast too.
Yeah,
this is
That's
the
a
Brendan's
best
solid
micro
pro.
seller.
brawler of the year, and I will die on this hill when it comes to ranking these. This is my number one vote right
Dude,
now.
everyone looks at the front, right? That back is
Back is
also so
amazing.
like
It's
you
incredible.
know,
Sick.
yeah.
Absolutely incredible. There's
You know
there's
what would
not a
make that one
brawler that
better?
comes close to this year.
You know what would make that better? If the crown was
Bloody.
backwards.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Anyway, but move on.
Well, what's really interesting
It's
is
still,
when we recorded the last episode, I opened this and I was like, "Huh, this crown looks like it could come off." It does not, but it is also the
no, it's solid.
most space in between a crown. Because I compared it to the Macho King. They both.
Yeah.
This one definitely has more room in the crown. Like it looks like it could come off, but
But why is Harley Race so small?
Oh, I know.
he's not a real man's man. Okay.
Yeah.
Just that he plays after seeing Harley Race in the Iron Claw movie. Not that impressed. I'm more of a real king than Harley Race. Okay, just saying, everyone. I
It's
can't bend
it's
bottle
funny that
caps in
that
between my
Dave
hands.
waits till the man passes away to start saying all this.
Listen, if Harley Race wants to come on this show, by all means, pal, figure out a way. They got heaven and Wi-Fi. They got Wi-Fi in heaven. Come
Oh,
on.
they're gonna be like, oh, once Ric Flair goes, he'd be like, oh, you know what? That Ric Flair guy, he was kind of questionable. They're like, what?
Oh, you hung out with Richard Fleer?
What?
Oof, that's strike
What?
one. um, so yeah, Michael, you also mentioned how you've been involved in wrestling for quite a
Yeah.
while. Tell us about all that. Tell us your journey through
Yeah,
wrestling.
definitely.
How
I'm
you got involved in
interested.
that. Tell us any good drunk
Um.
stories you're allowed to tell.
Oh my
I can
God.
always stop
Do you want
recording.
do you want to hear how Honky Tonk Man saved my life?
Oh,
Yes,
Tom
since
would
it's
love to.
Tom's
Yeah, we need to.
birthday and he hates
Yes.
the Honky
He
Tonk
just
Man.
hates Honky Tonk Man. Like literally when he said and is like it's if it's Red Honky Tonk Man, and then as soon as he said that, I was like, oh my God, it's gonna be Red Honky Tonk Man. I really wanted it to be X Pac or Billy Gunn,
Us
but no,
too, but I was rooting for the chaos. I was like, it's going to save me $25 if it's
I
Red
like it.
Honky Tonk Man. It's going to make for great television.
You know, no, but okay. So the deal was, we're in a smaller town here in Manitoba here, and I was being a heel manager called Teddy Tweets. And my idea was I had a cell phone. I was taking pictures of the crowd with a big flash in there. I was distracting the referee by showing him maybe inappropriate videos on the video on the
Oh,
camera, be like, hey, check out this, put these, that kind of thing. But I was out there for 4 segments, like a
oh my.
lot of the segments of the show. And I was probably pretty annoying. And I don't really beat heels. So I was just really stretching it out. So by the time the last match was there, I was like, my phone died. So I was like, my phone is dead. So there's a spot where I'm supposed to slide into the ring. The girl, or I'm running away from the Honky Tonk Man. He's going to hit me with the guitar. I slide in the ring. The girl valet then hits me in the nuts, and he hits me with the guitar.
Oh boy.
What ends up happening is I go to slide in the ring. I all of a sudden have someone pull me outside of the ring and hit my leg against the post. I then get turned around by the Honky Tonk Man, and he says, "Get out of here, boy. They've gone rabbit." And then I run around, and there's another man standing there ready to fight me, probably about 65 years old. And then I jump over the other table, and there's another man. So I go over the table and then keep running. I have no idea what's going on because I don't have my glasses on.
Oh no.
I don't want to take a guitar shot without glasses on. That's crazy. So I have no idea what's going on. So I'm laughing. I get back there. Everyone's like, "What happened?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. Some guy wanted to punch me. I don't know." So then Honky Tonk Man gets in the back there. He's like, "Man, that crowd went crazy." And I was like, well, what? Why'd you hit my leg against the post? He's like, "Boy, that was me. That was the old man. Why would I hit your leg against the post? That wasn't what we were going to do. Don't be silly, boy." So it's like, wait, what? So apparently the old man pulled me out of the ring because he wanted Honky Tonk Man to get me, and he thought I was getting away from him.
Oh no. When keeping it real goes wrong.
Heel work, inciting a riot.
Yeah.
That's some Jim Cornette shit right there.
So yeah, that's the second time I almost died in that bar.
Have you ever had the pleasure, I use that word in quotes, of working with Jim Cornette?
No, gosh. You know what? And I know there's hit or miss with it, right? But I have buddies that actually worked with Cornette. So there's a quote about Cornette that he gave about why people love wrestling. And it's it's people fighting on the side of the road. And I thought it was so funny. So funny. And I don't know why. And whenever someone says Jim Cornette, despite everything he's ever done, that's what I think about. The old man fighting on the side of the road story. But why don't we have a Jim Cornette brawler?
Because they want to make money on these things, not.
Do you think
why don't we have a Vince Russo brawler?
We've got an RJ City brawler.
I mean, I think a Vince Russo brawler, I think that's the next logical move, bro. I'm just saying. I'm all for that. I'm 100% on Team Russo here. I'm all for that.
So I got I just thought of a question.
Oh, okay. File me. Nick's talking, everyone. It's the first
No.
But so you're in Winnipeg, correct?
Correct.
So I've always heard stories of the what is it? Tony what's the guy that like the
Tony Condello.
Tony Condello right there in the ice roads and stuff. The ice
See,
tours.
I've only got to work for Tony once, and I did a show with Tito Santana and Short Sleeve Samson, and was it Ruby So? Maybe Ruby. It looked a lot like Ruby. But anyway, it was Tito Santana was one of the draws, and Short Sleeve Samson is a little person wrestler who was in WWE as the Little Undertaker, as well as the Little Jerry Lawler. He took the choke slam. Like he's like, that's the highest I've ever been. So he helped bucket list off throwing a little person off my list. But Tony Condello, his tours, it is crazy because the roads and the temperatures are insane because we're Celsius here, right? So it'll be like minus 52. We'll add a wind chill. We'll probably be about minus 63 Celsius, right? The roads will be technically frozen. This year, roads, we didn't get that. We had a weird winter where it wasn't all that warm, or it was more warmer, sorry. So like the roads weren't safe to drive on. So they'll crack underneath you. It is creepy and scary. You're sleeping probably in gymnasiums on gym mats some of the times. And the only food really is the food that you bring. Because if you want to buy milk, you're probably paying $20 for a 4-liter. It is.
So you said minus 50 degrees Celsius.
Yeah. So if you look that up,
I just looked it up. I just
And
looked it
that's
up.
just in degrees.
Minus 50 is minus 58 degrees Fahrenheit for those of us here in the States.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. And like normal winter for us is like between minus 32 to, I've had a minus 46 during my paper route days. They're like, oh, gotta put on a thicker coat, you know?
Oh my.
Yeah, no, it just makes you tougher, right?
Eh. Yeah, I
That's
was
why we
never
love
good
our
at
wrestling,
I
honestly.
was never good at converting Celsius to Fahrenheit. That's why I was a terrible science
Oh, me
student.
neither. When they're like, "Whoa, zero's the same," I'm like, "How? What?"
0 degrees
Yeah, it's not
Celsius
my
is
strong.
32 degrees Fahrenheit. That is
What?
all I've got. So that was my measuring stick in school. I just add or subtract 32. Just
Yeah, and I
there's
took
an actual
chemistry. I'm like,
formula for it, but I didn't put any time in investing it. So
God, yeah, no, the death tours are absolutely insane. I've had a few buddies who've done them. One of them, I worked with Kenny Omega during a time period. He was actually my first match I ever refereed, and I
wow,
remember being in there when I was probably like 4 or 5 months green, and I was just like, this guy and that guy, Mentolo. Actually, Mentolo just did ROH matches for the past things. That's what I really
nice.
like about AEW is that they give local talent. I don't know about you guys. Uh, how do they give them local talent opportunities there?
Yeah,
Most of the
so
time, yeah.
yeah, so at least when they're in like the New York, Connecticut, New Jersey area for me at least, Northeast Wrestling, who we sponsored their show Spring Slam. I've seen guys like that are the security like breaking stuff up. There's a video I have. I forget who it was. I want to say it was Brody Lee is like coming through and he just wreck shop and I'm just seeing security guards going flying that I'm like, oh, it's Trayvon. Oh, it's Ryan. Oh my God, he killed Christopher. No. And like I would
See, and
tweet
that's
it like the Northeast Wrestling, like, oh God, it's gonna be really tough to get all these guys for the Battle Royal this weekend. You gotta scrape them off the mat. Jake Manning, who's been on the show and has been in
Manscale.
Northeast Wrestling, he was just inducted into their Hall of Fame. He does like their merchandise now, like their traveling merch. So but yeah, they definitely at least that's the people I've recognized and whatnot here. So
well, that's
they get
great.
Matt
Yeah,
Nix a
that's wicked.
shot.
That's all.
So
That's awesome. I think I've been to two AEW shows here in Winnipeg. Their first show, like both shows have been packed. Don't get me wrong. I feel like there's so much back and forth, but I feel that's also what I don't know what you're going to get with competition, right? But like Winnipeg's crowd was hot the first show, and they were like absolutely insane. The matches. Like I have a YouTube video that's like 12 minutes long, and it's just 4 second clips of insane spots. But like, what is going on here, right? Like, but they had so many matches, right? But they also focused on so many more local talent too. Like I could count, I think I knew 10 guys that I worked with in the city here that had spots on those shows. So that's really kind of cool.
that's awesome. Yeah, it's always
Gentlemen.
great when you can see guys from local indies getting national TV time. Speaking of TV time, I think it's time. We
I
know
was going
you're
to
we
say,
know
should
you're
we do this?
I think it's time that you know if it makes you feel any better, I'll open up a brawler too. It's not a chase, but I do this every week now to try and send a message to someone to come home. So
Now,
yes,
my opinion. Okay, so I like the Joker Adam Cole brawler, but how much cooler would the last Sting be if it was half Surfer, half Crow?
Yeah, that would be cool.
Joan hated. Although I don't know if it made it to air or not, but Tom ripped it to sure. Like it apparently doesn't look good in person, but this looks cool. I like it. So
I like the concept. It's a neat idea.
I do
Speak of
too.
it.
The only problem with just like the all black is like you lose all that detail from far
Yeah,
away. It's my problem with the Malachi Black, like all that detail and that black suit he's got. But so
for
I've
me,
done
it's
my
that
part.
space thing. Someone said something that it looked like something, and now I can't unsee it.
But yes, Mr. Draven, who do you have for brawlers you'd like to crack open your chases?
Well, we're cracking some chases tonight. We're going to be opening up. Actually, this is one of my first ones that I got in a crates there. I'm going to open up Mr. I call him Heisenberg. I don't know about you guys, but for me, this Conan it totally looks like. I like this chase. Don't get me wrong. I like the difference contrast on it, but that doesn't look like Conan to me. It looks like
no, it's not the best likeness.
Yeah.
No, I think it's the hat.
Yeah, I don't remember Conan in that hat, but
we'll open up there. I always keep all this stuff. I don't just throw it out willy-nilly. So I don't want to be that. Don't worry, everyone. Calm down. Relax. It's just a chase. Okay? It's not like it's a, Ric Flair chase.
I mean, I turned that exact brawler into this, so it's something.
So once right there, we got Kraken there. The Conan. I like the black and white on him though.
It does look good
on the red. I think if you had the hat off and maybe kind of like do you remember Raven's one? How he had the plaid around the waist?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I really like that. Maybe even like that idea. Kind of like the old Marvel figures that they did back.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. The Conan figure. That's how it was. Like
they should have just not done Conan. They just shouldn't have done Conan and done Max Moon instead, but that's just my opinion.
Oh, Max Moon would be so solid.
Yeah,
so solid. All right, now this one may hurt a few people because it is AEW night.
Ooh,
we're going up and up.
Yes,
I'm here for chaos. I got in my last crate. This is like I really like his white version mask too now, but this green mask is so cool.
One of the few ones where I've said I like the chase better than the common.
Yeah,
because most of the time I like the commons over the chase.
The chase is more like original Luchasaurus. I feel like, and like the other one's more like it's like Kill Switch, like the dark evil.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's Babyface with Jungle Boy Luchasaurus right there.
Is it wrong of me to say I hate the name Kill Switch if I'm Canadian?
You're not wrong. We all hate it.
It's just
you're just saying what we're all thinking.
Bad name. Just bad naming. Anyway, but yeah, hailing from the tar pits, weighing in at 289 pounds at 6'5". Now, Luchasaurus. That's silver. Also, is which chase sticker? We'll chat later. Hold on. Lucha. I like the yellow. I like the tats. I like that you can kind of make out some of the tats.
Oh, it's so happy they were able to finally put tattoos on these guys.
I was so happy they actually just came out with this brawler. I mean, like every time they came out of brawler, they're like, any feedback? I'm like, make a Luchasaurus.
Well, that was one of the first episodes we did. We mentioned like, oh, what brawlers do you want to see? Like that'll be it. That's the question of the day. And that was one of the things we said we wanted to see. Luchasaurus and Jack Perry, but wanted it like as a Lego set that you could like click onto the shoulders.
That was so long ago that we wanted a little mini Marco stunt to go with it too.
Oh heavens!
Oh gosh, I just couldn't get on the stunt bandwagon.
Now, there you go. You just do that. Just do a little Marco stunt like that.
Now we got the. I wanted to ask you guys. We got the two style chase stickers, right? You got either the old school white one.
Yep.
And then you get the new age silver. Which one do you guys prefer?
I think I like the white one just because I can see it better. Yeah, it pops more.
Yeah. Part of me liked the silver at first until I turned like it on an angle. I'm like, you can't really see it at all, eh?
It looks like the sticker you get like when you buy something from like the NBA or NFL or NHL and it has like the official NHL merchandise sticker.
Yeah.
It looks like that.
It'd be like on the bottom of the bill of the hat.
Exactly.
Yeah. It just broke that mirror. And that's what I'm going to see every time I see it now.
There you go. Yeah. Well, you know how I remember it? Because on my door, when I lived in my dad's house, I just used to always take those stickers off and put them on my door. Like my door was just so reflective by the time I moved out finally.
I'm one of those people that kept it on the hat like for as long as I could until like it maybe started wearing off. I don't know why. I was just like, it's shiny.
I used to do
I
that
tried
too,
to
but
be
then when it would
different.
when it would fall off eventually, you would have like like you could see like the circle on your
The
hat.
little, like little weird stain afterwards. It's like, maybe it wasn't such a good idea now that I think about it. Or you get like because I didn't want the sticker residue, I think is what it was.
That's fair. I used to do the same. Like I left the when I used to wear fitted hats, I'd leave the barcode underneath on the bill because all my friends had like the new era hat size on the bill. So I was like, no, I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna leave the stickers underneath the brim on, and I'll stand out way more in the bars and whatnot. Didn't help my cause one damn bit.
Did you have the Limp Bizkit red New York hat as well?
When I tell you I wanted that so bad, and I thank my mother for not having gotten it for me. Because good Lord, would it have just looked so bad. Like I would have looked at photos of myself in sixth grade and been like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like I would have it would have been just god awful. Just oh it would
Davy
have
Durst.
Dave Durst. There it is. When I tell you, man, I used to love me some Limp Bizkit. Oh baby. Man, was that
he's one of
just
my favorite characters in the SmackDown game when you
oh
unlock them.
God. I forgot all about that. Oh man. But so as we wind down here, Michael, is there anywhere special that you want people to find you on social media and anything like that?
No, not at all.
Don't
I
find me
would
at all.
say not at all.
Block
I
me.
I'm trying to get booked. Daddy, I'm trying to get booked is really what it is. I went to my last show and I thought I was booked, and then we had two men referees is what's going on. So we have an influx in Manitoba, which is great. I don't know about you guys about indie works out there, but we got like probably 5 good running promotions right now that are running either monthly, bi-monthly, or so forth. So CWE Canada is who I work for mostly, and Primo's I've also been working a few there. So, but another one's got Frank Kazarian coming in shortly. So
Awesome.
otherwise, keep checking out the micro brawler groups there. The 2 forums there. I post for another 4 more times. I got 3 more videos I want to do. But other than that, I just like the chatter. I like the camaraderie. I like just kind of the open funness that we all have, and it seems like everyone's just, like it seems like a fun community. I don't think I've run into too many issues at all.
No, it's been good. We had some issues in the past, but we got it pretty good cleaned up.
Admins of these groups are terrible, terrible human beings. One of them doesn't even pay his taxes.
No. Oh, no.
Oh, well, that's
I'm not going to say which one. AquaCare pool setters, folks, get your pool clean. Just saying.
I thought you were talking about the other admin.
No. Lemonhead, no, I've never badmouthed Lemonhead on this show. I do have one more question before we let you go, Michael.
No, absolutely.
As a referee of an indie promotion, do you guys like do meet and greets with the wrestlers before shows typically?
We do meet and greets. I will say I am the only referee in the city of Winnipeg and probably all of Canada that bothers to sell merchandise that gets a pop when he comes out. See, the thing is, I worked wrestling for like 8 or 9 years. So I got that rapport with the crowd, and some of those fans continued, and some of those fans have kids now that remember me and come up to me now, right? And my transition to being referee was strictly one of those more necessity that my weight class was about, my tops was like 200, right? Before like things, right? So like evolution of things get much bigger guys, much faster guys. I was a comedy spot. Hey, but you know what we need? A referee that can tour with us. So that's where I fit in well, right? And I knew the movement in the ring, so it worked really well. But the one thing was, I also knew that I wanted to make money. So there was like, I did tours with like Sanjay Dutt one time, and he was like, "Why do you have so much stuff?" I'm like, "For merchandise, man, merchandise." And I think I pulled in more money than Sanjay Dutt that show.
No, the reason I asked, so Northeast Wrestling, when they have bigger stars like I'm just looking at the poster, Kurt Angle, Ricky Starks, Matt Hardy, Enzo, those kind of guys. They bring those guys in. The gentlemen who are the referees later on in the evening wind up like taking the cash for them and whatnot usually, or like they'll hand out, like they'll check that you have a pre-order for it or whatnot. And I remember so we went to the show before this, and I was with my fiance, and she's like, there was a referee took a bump, and she's like, oh my god, these guys are so frail. I don't get it. Do they have good health care or something that they're just milking it? Like, I don't get it. And she's like getting so mad at this one rep.
All that milk.
And then the next show we go to, she's like, that's the, she sees like the guy like checking the pre-order to like see Ricky Starks. She's like, that's the ref I don't like. Because all he did was lay there. That's what he got paid for, to just lay down. He's not a wrestler. Why are you on the ground?
See, my wrestling and ref name is Bubbles. So like it instantly gets me over as it is, right? I don't know if you guys are aware of the show Trailer Park Boys at all.
I'm about to say that's a Trailer Park Boys reference.
I thought Bubbles the Chimp was Michael Jackson. That's where my mind went right away.
I'm very aware of Trailer Park Boys and Bubbles.
So no, what ended up happening was our referee, I was wrestling a bar show, and our referee on the show ended up getting hurt. And I was like, wait, okay, so what's going on? It was like, well, he's got to go to the hospital to get stitches. And I was like, so I was wrestling under a mask at the time. I was like, well, here, I'll referee. We got 2 more matches. And I put on his gear. So I put on his pants and his shirt. But what I didn't realize was Lucky was about maybe 2 feet shorter than I was. So like my legs are sticking out, like the pants can't go any higher. Like it's just a horrible mess. And then I look at myself, I'm like, I got it. So I go to my car and I have these old like bifocal glasses that are like really like, it makes your eyes big and bulgy kind of thing. And I did the 2 matches in those. And by being a comedy spot, tripping on the rope inadvertently, and then doing a hardcore match where I may have suggested that the woman wrestler have something in her brassiere, possibly a booby trap. So I had to
Nice.
so I had to examine her to make sure there wasn't inside anything in there that was nefarious. So she was there, standing there as I was holding Daisy Desire's bosom. And Daisy Desire was probably a good 400 something pound large woman. And she was, Bubbles, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm looking for a booby trap. And at that time, the crowd just lost it. Like the promoter came up to me afterwards. He's like, this is your character. And it was just like, I was doing nipple twist and crane kicks from like the Karate Kid. Right? So like the fans, that's what they know, right? So to transition from refereeing there, they still remember me that white, right? So I could still have fun with them. I talk back with them sometimes. You know, I'm sharp-witted, and charisma's a crazy thing. You can't turn it off, right? So like, I don't mind selling things. I get heat for it. Don't get me wrong. That's probably why I'm not getting booked. Actually, is I have a table of merchandise, but you know, Daddy's got to make his bacon, right? So.
That's right, man. That is right. And speaking of making money, making bacon, folks, you should buy our merchandise at ProWrestlingTees.com, ProWrestlingTees.com/The Wrestling Nerd Broadcast. That's nerd spelled N-R-D. Of course, you can support the broadcast for as little as $1 a month financially. Join our Patreon, patreon.com/WNRDB. $1 and $5 levels. Give us all your money so we can buy Tom birthday gifts. I got a wedding in September, so I need all the money we can get from this show. Nick's just pouring it into his pool company right now. I haven't seen a dime. I keep seeing that PayPal is giving us money, but nothing into my account. Just saying. I'm just saying. Again, somebody doesn't pay their taxes.
Stop saying that, Dave.
I'm just saying. Maybe the feds get involved with the bookkeeping of AquaCare Pool Service.
Just to make it perfectly clear, I do pay my taxes. If anybody sees this, there's some kind of like algorithm or something searching YouTube that's come across this.
All of a sudden, this episode just has 500,000 views in over an hour.
Someone coming through a window.
Dave is a heel.
This is how they got Capone.
Exactly. That's how they got found out on YouTube. Nobody watches this broadcast enough to get in trouble. You could commit murder and just admit it on this broadcast. Like, we all know that OJ did it. Rest in peace, my man. Okay? I hope you're up there with Harley Race having battles about like, oh, hey, at least I said up there, not down there. But you know what? Instead of up there, down there, where you need to go is Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Follow us on all the platforms, social media, and right here on YouTube if you haven't already done so. Down below, there's a button that says either subscribe or subscribe. If you click subscribe, you'll go up when you die. If you haven't hit subscribe and it says subscribe, you're going down real quick. So make sure you go down and click the subscribe button to subscribe to the broadcast. That's nicely done, Dave. That's how you do it. That's how you become a 7-time king right there, everybody. That's how. That's also how you become Batman. But so on behalf of myself, the king of the nerds, the voice, your DJ's favorite DJ, the future groom to Danielle, I have been Dave C. the Voice, the founding father, Mr. Nick Carpenter, of course, Bubbles, aka Mr. Draven. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much.
No, thank you. This is great.
Come back again. This is fun.
Yes.
Hopefully, I didn't say too much for us Canadians.
I love it. Would be really wild if I had enough time editing this. I'd just keep a little counter in the background. The whole screen's filled up. So on behalf of all of us here at the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast, don't forget to tell your mother you love her every day because, like Kevin Durant said, Mom, you're the real MVP. Good night, everyone. We'll do both this time. God bless America and God bless Canada.
And happy birthday, Tom.